So we are going to be getting into October, and I am going to be doing October readings. So this is for the first 2 weeks of October. I believe that would be going until like the 15th or the 16th. But I'll look and make sure, and whenever I post it, I'll make sure I post the dates. So this is for the first 2 weeks of October. I'm going to get right into the reading. I've already staged my space here. Did my Palo Santo. Love using Palo Santo. It's nice. It's a good way to bring a positive energy into the space. Because when we use sage, it clears out all energies, so it leaves an energetic void, which is, you know, some people might want that. So that means yes. These cards keep wanting to come out in piles. Maybe you have like a lot going on right now. A lot, like you're just kind of like taking on too many tasks. Oh my gosh. Another pile of cards, I'm telling you. Yeah, another. Okay. This is crazy. Okay, that one's a yes. That one's a yes. No. Okay. I feel like they still want me to go for a little, for at least a couple more. Maybe not. That's a yes. That's a yes. That's a yes. Okay. Alright, so we have a decent little group here. Alright, so you got the Nine of Cups. Oh, there we go. It's actually going to So you got the Nine of Cups. So whenever I get this card, I always think of like abundance and gifts and like taking in all the glory. Um, I so on here, I what I'm looking at is it looks like up here you can see there's water up there, and of course it's the cups, and you can see all these cups that are like bursting out from her. I feel like she just, like in this one, I feel like she just came out of this treasure chest and it's at the bottom of the ocean. I just feel like this is at the bottom of the ocean. Like you just came from like from the bottom. Like I just feel like you just came from the bottom and you're like bursting, and you did, whatever you had to do to get out of this, well, this lockdown here. Um, Whatever you did to get out of that, now you're like you're enjoying the fruits, like the gifts, um, that are being presented to you. I don't want to say given. I don't like to say that you're given gifts. I like to say that you're being presented with gifts, because you don't have to accept everything that you're given. So I I yeah, I feel like there was like a point, like a low point, uh, and you're coming out of that, like, and then I have this Five of Pentacles here, which is the next card. So the Five of Pentacles is like feeling some sort of like, I want to say a loss. I'm not getting what the loss is here, but she's like, she's she has all of this like scuff all over her. I don't know if you can see all of this. Like it's she has a bunch of scuff marks and stuff on her, so it feels like it was like a rough patch, that she's coming out of. But I also see over here that there's a key. So you have a key sitting right by the door. You just have to be able to get up and use it. So maybe you're still in that rough patch, or for some of you, maybe you're still in the rough patch and you're about to break free because you're going to find the key. Um, on the Five of Pentacles card, I'm looking at I need to get this straight. I'm looking at this pentacle here. So that one there is orange. So I'm thinking that like you need to tap into your sacral area, um, which is a lot of like your feminine, like your feminine sort of energy. This is whether you are male or female. Tap into that feminine energy. Uh, the ways that you can kind of tap into that is, um, giving yourself love, in any way that you would, I guess, see to give yourself love. Like if you want to, some people take baths. They think that self love is baths, which I mean, not not saying it's not, because this girl loves a bath, but maybe like taking yourself out to dinner, or giving yourself, um, you don't even have to like spend money on yourself, because I know that like sometimes money is tight, but like giving yourself something that you've been wanting, like even some alone time. Like maybe this Five of Pentacles, because I mean, she is locked in a room. She has the key to get out. Maybe you locked yourself down. Like maybe you're coming out of this, but you locked yourself in a room so that you could kind of heal, so that you can get out, so you can figure things out. I also have, so the next card here is the Magician, which tells me that you are in manifestation mode. That's also with this card here. That's what that tells me, is that you are manifesting your reality at this point in time. You may have hit a rough patch. You may have, you know, taken a fall, but you're getting yourself right back up. So I I don't know who actually said it, but it's you know, not um, it's turning all of your losses into lessons. And my cat wants to come say hi. But it's turning all of your losses into lessons. So that's what that's what I'm getting. Like that's the message that I'm getting with that card, is that you are manifesting your reality right now, and you're turning your recent losses into lessons to help you move down this path that you're on. I don't see, I mean, you do have two nines here and you have two fives, but I'm not seeing any like recent endings. So I don't feel like you just came from like like an ending of a cycle or whatever. Um, so I'm not seeing any of that, and I don't know why that just came to me. Maybe one of you had a question if you're ending a cycle, but I mean, if it's your monthly cycle, hopefully that ends. But um, I don't feel like this is like an end of a cycle. I feel like this is kind of like, you know, you're digging your way out. So the Queen of Pentacles also tells me that that you are. I feel like this is like a need for tapping into your feminine. Um, she reminds me. Well, I get. She does remind me of like um, of the Empress. She's all about like feminine energy. She's all about like the home and family, and um, creating like a kind of like, I don't want to say a comfortable life, but a life that she feels is is I guess the life that she wants. There's a word I'm trying to find, and I can't think of it right at this exact time. Um, but I think this is telling you to tap into that feminine energy, like tap into your intuition, work on that stuff. Lydia, no. Um, and then you have the Nine of Pentacles. I think so. I think that these cards here, you got a lot of Pentacles here. I'm what I'm seeing on here is that you're kind of like, okay, so I want to just do this real quick. So you have the five, and then you have the seven, and then you have the nine. So I feel like those pentacle cards are telling me that you are progressing, or you're going to be progressing throughout this next couple of weeks. So the Nine of Pentacles is enjoying the fruits of your labor. This is, it's not like kicking your it's not like kicking your feet back and saying I'm done. I'm done with everything. Uh, it's an energy of like of being proud of the progress that you've made. I and I'm focusing on this if I can get it here. This green pentacle here. So that to me is like heart chakra energy. She has that in the pot. I feel like you are rebuilding your heart. That's that's the message that I'm getting from here, is that you're healing your heart. trying to trying to get your, I guess the only word that I can come up with is your heart. Trying to get your heart, your feelings, your emotions, everything that has to do with your heart. Trying to get that um, from a place of stagnation and brokenness to a place of growth. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's that's beautiful that you're doing that. And I love how like this in this one he's actually like growing. He's growing something from the soil. And each one of each one of these pentacles that's in the soil, I think in my mind represents each one of the chakras. It's about like aligning your energy. Now, it's it's difficult to, I don't want to say it's difficult to align all your chakras and like be like that, um, but for some of us who who have really busy lives, it's difficult to constantly maintain that. So it requires work, and that's what the Seven of Pentacles is. It's putting in the work to get those fruits of your labor, and then the Nine of Pentacles would be enjoying the fruits of your labor. But the Seven of Pentacles is telling me that that you're on this growing process. You're putting in the work to make all of this happen, and I love that for you. The Five of Cups here. Now, this is usually like a longing for something. It's a longing for sometimes stuff that's in the past. Sometimes it's like I don't want to say it's like a heartache, but that's kind of what it is. I consider it to be like a heartache card. Because it has to deal with your emotions, and it could deal with love, and it could deal with any of, anything that would require, or that not requires, anything that entails your emotions. So if you notice on here, so she has this on her foot here. A she has a cup that she's kind of tipping over, and it's spilling into this void. And she has this full cup behind her here. So, and then she has a couple little empty cups over here. So she has all these empty cups, and then she's spilling her last little bit of this cup into this empty void. I think this card is a warning for you to not look back, to look for that happy point. Look for the full cup. Don't focus on all of these empty cups that are over here. It's because if you're focusing on the emptiness, if you're focusing on the void, if you're focusing on the losses and all of that, it's going to drag that energy down. And I feel like right now you are in this like high energy mode, and I feel like that's what you need right now. I am going to clarify a couple of the cards here. So I want to clarify the Five of Pentacles. I want to see why Aries is locking themselves away. Why is Aries locking themselves away? Why aren't they picking up that key? Yeah, I feel like this was So you have the Three of Pentacles, which usually means like teamwork. So I'm wondering like if maybe this was like a work issue, if maybe you got fired, if there was like some sort of like breakdown of some sort of like teamwork. And then the Knight of Cups is usually like an energy of, I usually think of it as like someone's coming in to like give you their cup of love. But I don't see that in this card. What I'm seeing in this card is I feel like this I feel like it's this energy of like putting out this facade uh, that, and I I feel like it's this energy that it's like putting out this facade of being being all right after what had happened. It's not what the card means, but that's the message that I'm getting. It's like this like it's like this sort of like tough guy. I don't want to say tough guy attitude because I don't think that you're acting like a tough guy. But I also think that you are um, just putting up this like putting this outward image that you're okay when you're not. Maybe tapping into your femininity is you asking for help from friends and family that are close to you. So I want to clarify the Five of Cups also. Okay, so that makes sense. So the Five of Cups, I love this card. I love these cards. This is Stevie Laney art. It's an artist from Philadelphia. I got these cards from a little shop in Philadelphia. Um, so this card I'm getting an energy of if you if you start in this sort of like loss energy, you're going to lose the um, I don't want to say like you're going to lose all of your manifestations, but you're going to lose your drive to continue with that. So I feel like that is a warning card. And then I also want to clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Oh. So you got the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about like waiting. Um, I don't want to say like waiting forever, but like, so on the Rider Waite version, it's this guy. He's standing on a cliff. He's looking out, and there's a bunch of ships coming in, or a couple ships coming in, and he's essentially waiting for the ships to come in. So the Three of Wands, that's usually what the representation of that card is. From this, what I'm focusing on here is that the land here looks very desolate. Like it's a construction zone, like you can tell, but the whole land there just looks desolate. Like he's looking out to the city and he's like I need to get there. Maybe you're going to travel to the city. Maybe you're going to visit a large city. That would be great for you. Maybe that would help to tap into your feminine energy. But I also kind of like, I'm focusing on the fact that this is like very desolate ground, and I think what I'm getting here is it's a message of of growing. The word I'm coming up with, I'm getting frustrated because I'm I have a word that I'm it's all like on the tip of my tongue and I cannot think of it. Anyway, and the only word I can come up with right now is growth. It's a message of growth. It's a message of like finding that finding finding the way to growth, because like you can see like these are very well, let me do this. These are very different cards. Like one is very desolate, one is very green and beautiful and full of life. So I think what this is it's I think that this is saying that if you stay where you're at, maybe you're thinking about like I don't mean like physically. It could mean physically, but if you stay where you're at, like if you go back to whatever is going on, or if you stay in this mode in this Five of Pentacles, um, sort of mode, like if you stay in that sort of mode, it's not going to provide you with growth, is what I think this is trying to tell us. Okay, where are we moving to next? Okay, they want me to go with these archetype cards. So, of course, these ones are hard to shuffle because my hands are tiny. Oh. Okay. So you got the Mountain. So I'm just going to read this from the book. Okay. So it says on here, it says, the mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us toward its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven to rise to the new heights and peak experience, yet it can create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the pursuits of a perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. So, I think that this is trying to tell you that, let me turn it up right here. I think that this card is trying to tell you um, to take your ego out of the equation. Like that's essentially what this is saying, um, to take your ego out of the equation, and that might be like that might be what tapping into your feminine energy will do for you. A lot of us, we tend to like live in our ego, um, until until something happens and it breaks down our ego. They don't want me to go for that one. They want me to go over here. Okay, and then I'm going to use these 4 agreements cards. These are some of my favorites as well. I love these ones. So this goes off of like the book, the 4 agreements book. Okay, you have, this one doesn't want to pick up. Okay, they want it. Okay, so this one says don't make assumptions, discern the truth. So it says the problems with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. We make an assumption, we misunderstand, we take it personally, then we react by sending emotional poison with our word. This creates a whole big drama for nothing. So this could also mean like making like if you're thinking making assumptions about the truth from others. This could also mean making assumptions about um, about yourself. Like I heard once that whenever you're feeling anxious thoughts, or you have those intrusive thoughts that a lot of us get, it's about finding the truth in that. Like, is it true that, like, if your thought is that you're unlovable, is it true that you're unlovable? You might think so at that point, but like, why do you think that you're unlovable? And it's like breaking it down. So like, if you think that you're unlovable because you're ugly, well, you're probably not ugly. You're probably just picking apart yourself because others have picked you apart, and now you're focusing on that. Or if you think that you're unlovable because because somebody said that your energy was too much, or that you were too much. It could be that you were just too much for that person. So it's picking apart that, picking apart the those intrusive thoughts and not picking apart yourself. I think that's what this card means for you. And this says always do your best, take action without expecting a reward. So this says do your best and take the action because you love it, not because you expect reward. When you take action without expecting a reward, you enjoy every action, and you can even receive greater reward than you imagined. So doing something with an expectation that you're going to get something in return is not doing that thing for the right reasons. You're doing the thing so that you can get praise, or so that you can get monetary value for it. I'm not talking about work. We all have to go to work. We all want to make money. We have to make money for our lives. I'm talking about if someone asks you, um, for, say your neighbor comes over and asks you for milk or sugar or something like that. Okay, I don't think that happens nowadays, but maybe it does. So, say someone asks you for milk or sugar. You um, you give them whatever portion that you have, but you expect them to give you money in return for that. Now, you could have just said no. Like, if you didn't want to do it, then you could have just said no. That's a pretty lousy analogy. Or like if somebody asks you for a ride somewhere, and maybe you're already going in that direction, but they offered you money for the ride, and you're gonna take it anyway. That's also probably pretty lousy, but you get what I'm saying. So I have also, don't take anything personally, embrace your freedom. So this says you gain a huge amount of freedom when you take nothing personally. No spell can affect you regardless of how strong it may be. And if you live without fear, if you love, uh, okay, and if you live without fear, if you love, you will be happy with your life. Hmm. Okay. I'm not comprehending what I'm reading, but um, I'm going to read that again. You gain a huge amount of freedom when you take nothing personally. No spell can affect you regardless of how strong it may be. And if you live without fear, if you love, you will be happy in your life. Okay, so I think that what this is saying is that if you are living your life in fear, you're not living your life in love. That's essentially what this is saying. It's like feeding yourself poison, or allowing someone else to feed you poison, which could be like any number of words, or negative self-talk, or like someone talking down to you, or like if you're constantly berated by a coworker, or if you're like, if you're in high school and you're constantly picked on by a teacher or another student, like those things can break you down. But if you can rise above it, and if you can give yourself the love that you deserve, then you can live a fuller, happier life. Um, okay, I'm feeling like they're okay with me stopping here. So if you liked what you saw, please like, share, and follow. And please watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign to get a bigger picture of what what your energy is doing for the next couple of weeks. And thank you.